Hello and welcome to this little Spalluccipedia video where today we're going to have another little dive into the ever-expanding universe surrounding my investigator paranormal Sam Spallucci. But first, before we go on, please give me a quick like and possibly a quick subscribe. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you. So today I want to talk about not so much a person, but a thing. I want to talk about the abyss. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about that abyss which we all stand staring and go, oh my God, what am I doing with myself? And if we're really unfortunate, it might go back, I don't know. I'm talking about the mythical abyss. Now, there are references in lots of ancient Near East texts, such as the Old Testament, such as Canaanite literature, probably some Babylonian bits and bobs, but they mention this sort of like this abyss, and it seems to come from a fear of the sea. A lot of these nations were coastline nations, and the sea quite often was a place where they were invaded from, especially towards the end of the Bronze Age, when we started to have the Bronze Age collapse, and you had the invasions of the sea peoples. The most famous of these was the Philistines, and that bunch which came in and sort of like stomped around Israel, Judea, all that area. And we see Samson taking them on as one. Delilah was one of their sort of like their membership, as it were. And we don't know a huge amount about them. There's quite a bit of sort of like archaeological evidence starting to come up. You can see they're quite highly civilized, not the barbarians, which, you know, the Bible sort of like tends to portray them as. But they were these sea peoples. They were these invaders, possibly coming from sort of like the Grecian islands, somewhere over there, perhaps Cyprus, that sort of area. We're not 100% sure, although the archaeology on it is fascinating. If you get a chance, go away and have a look at it. The whole notion of sea peoples is a real sort of hot topic at the moment. But I digress. So we have this notion of the sea is there and is this place of death. Bad things come from the sea, and it is referred to the abyss, or in like the Greek translations, abyssos, which basically means great big bottomless ocean. And in sort of the Judeo-Christian tradition, which is mainly what I draw from in Sam's books, I do draw from other things, but mainly Judeo-Christian, it becomes synonymous almost with a place like hell. Hell is seen in the Bible through lots of different names, different descriptions. You've got Gehenna, you've got the abyss, you've got Abaddon, you've got Tartarus, all these sorts of things, until we finally get to like the book of Revelation. You have this great big fiery pit. But the abyss is also mentioned in the book of Revelation as something completely different. And when I was a teenager, this really interested me. This notion that you had this bottomless pit, which wasn't actually the fiery pit of hell, and yet people were saying it was hell, and it didn't really work. And that's something which I wrote a lot about when I was at university, because again, let's say, fascinating subject, how these things sort of develop. And in the book of Revelation, we have the abyss, which is guarded over by this angel with chains and all its business, and is related to the angel Abaddon, who will be the subject of another video at some point, because he is the main character in the forthcoming novel Fallen Angel. I'm recording this at the moment, we're in March 22. It won't see the light of day for a few more months. Fallen Angel is going to be a few years after this, so that's going to be one to come back to. But as I was like writing Sam's universe, it was quite obvious that the abyss was going to play an important role. In Sam's realm, well, not realm, Sam's universe, it separates the three realms. We have the realm of heaven, the realm of the physical realm, and the realm of beyond, which is like the hellish realm in this universe. And the abyss is this water, which I describe being serpent-like, and it snakes itself around these three realms. But more than that, it's alive. It is a sentient sea. And as it swims around the 3 realms, it sings. And we have this threefold rhythm coming over and over and over again. La, 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 over and over. And those who are touched by the abyss can hear it. Sam, of course, is one of those. In his dreams, or his nightmares rather, he quite often has this repetitive threefold rhythm going over, which intertwines with the tinnitus which he has. And it haunts him. Now, at the moment, I've just finished writing Fury of the Fallen. And Fury of the Fallen and Bloodline both have this little character in it, the Potency, or rather one half of the Potency, technically, because the Potency was split in two. And it's like it personifies itself, this little, I call it a little weirdling girl in its white dress, long green hair, and so the green glowing eyes, who just loves death and destruction, and she's wonderful. There's another video on that. If I remember correctly, I might put a link to it up there. I'm pointing now, hopefully I remember. If it's not there, it'll be somewhere else. I do apologise. And she has been born from the abyss, her and her sister. And we find mention in Sam's world that an event happened, which will happen in Fallen Angel, where the Fallen Angel Asmodeus took some essence of the abyss and formed it into what he called his potency, which would then goes on to like fall out of his hands, falls into the hands of the bloodline. They use it to make themselves uber powerful. He gets split into two. One gets hidden, he runs off with another. One comes back to Sam, which is the one in the books. And then eventually, Kanor is going to get his hands on at least half of it. I'm going to bring about divergence. Okay? So, the abyss, in the Potency's eyes, is this mother. This kind, caring mother, which she desperately wants to get back to. And if you've read Songbird, Nightingale's story, you will see where there is like this thin bit in reality where the abyss has broken through before, and that's All Saints Church, because everything comes back to All Saints. When Sam's in there at one point, he hears this slight rushing of water. You know, it's the abyss subconsciously there. But Nightingale really experiences the abyss, because the abyss calls out to her, and again, like Sam, she gets touched by it, as it were. But not in so much direct manner. It just like manifests itself, destroys the old font, destroys the roof of the church, floods everything. And that's how we end up with the new font in All Saints Church, with the inscription, Knaves are not our responsibility. Knaves with a K, spelling Kanor. So the abyss is intrinsic in getting that font built. And we know that the abyss starts to manipulate people. It's manipulated the vampire Scorpion by giving her the prophecies. We know, spoilerish, fingers in your ear if you don't want to know what's happened to him through the Fallen. It manipulates Sam, because when Sam dies at the end of Ghosts from the Past and goes back in time, he doesn't realise at the time that it's the abyss which has taken him. He finds that out in Fury of the Fallen. And as a result, because Scorpion and Sam have been touched in such a direct way by the abyss, they can withstand the Song of Asherah, which I'm not going to say any more about, because that definitely will lead to spoilers. So it is the real intrinsic part of the Spallucciverse. And we're going to see a manifestation of the abyss, if all things go well, in the Bobby Normal books. At the moment, I've got the first 3 written. First 2 published. Bobby Normal, Children of Cain is due out in a few months' time from writing this. There are going to be 2 more books, Bobby Normal and Fallen, Bobby Normal and Black Dragon. And in one of those, Bobby is going to meet a physical manifestation of the abyss itself. And I'm really intrigued to where I'm going to take this, because I sort of like have this image of this very motherly figure, like the Potency goes on about, but almost sort of like morphing all the time from one character to another. 1 minute she's old, 1 minute she's young, 1 minute she's middle-aged, 1 minute she seems vicious, 1 minute she seems kindly. Rather like the notion of forces of nature. And I think that's something which the abyss really represents in Sam's universe. It is this force of nature. It is this thing which is outside our control completely. It's outside of the 3 realms. And no matter what we do, it will always take a little grab, do a little thing, take a little grab, do a little thing, and there's nothing we can do to stop it because it is such a potent force, just like nature is such a potent force. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. So again, please, if you haven't done already, quick like, quick subscribe, and there are lots of other videos like this. More details over on our website, aschambers.co.uk. I'll see you again soon. Take care now.